Hiya, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. This video is going to be about if you like, churches like religion, these religious organisations, and really, it's a bit of a rant, if you like, because I don't believe these organisations are doing enough for vulnerable people. Um, The other day, I actually went out. It was, I think, it was a couple of Sundays ago. I went to Colchester, and I was walking around Colchester, and it was late at night, and it was a bitter, freezing night. And I hadn't been there for a while. And one thing I noticed, which really stood out a lot, and that was the amount of homeless people on the street. I mean, I'm on about it was bitter cold. Now, I'm sorry, but you've got all these massive churches, these big religious, organisations, and they are taking fortunes. They are the. I think my dad told me years ago that the church, these churches, these organisations, they're the richest people in the world. They've got land and all this money. Why can't some of that money be spent on these people that are homeless? Now, I know, if you're watching this, you might be thinking, oh, a lot of these people, they are, they want to be left alone. They don't want to have to go to these places. They want, like they're an outcast, if you like. And I know that is perhaps sometimes the case that these people, for whatever reason, their mind, they can't deal with talking to people. Yeah, that may be the case. And if that is the case, that's another issue with regards to helping people, if you like, who've got mental illness. But I'm on about places where people can go late at night just to get out of the cold. To me, it's crazy. It's crazy that in this day and age, especially in the United Kingdom, I can kind of understand it. You start like talking about African countries and places like that. You can kind of understand it. They haven't got the government that if you like, the organisation that our government have got. But in our country, I'm on about the United Kingdom. This shouldn't be happening. These people, they should not be on the street. Even if it's a case of them being picked up and being taken somewhere against their will. I'm sorry, but they should not be allowed to, literally sleep in a doorway in the freezing cold. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that I talk about the bigger picture. This government that's in power at the moment, they don't seem to look at the bigger picture. Now, the bigger picture with that scenario of that person laying in that doorway is that person could become a victim of crime. We've heard about it where people are going along and they're beating and kicking these people and treating them like dirt, if you like. And obviously because they're not dressed properly, obviously they are probably dirty because they've been living on the street. But you've got to look to me. You've got to look at the bigger picture, why that person's there. I kind of think that these people are being forgotten, and it's wrong. It's absolutely fundamentally wrong. Why ever they're there, if they're there because it's their own fault, if they're there because something has happened in their life and they've taken a downturn, whatever the reason, that person should not be left in the street in the freezing cold on his own. There should be places where these people are picked up and taken and given shelter at night. And the joke of it was that, to me, the biggest joke of it all, is that when I had a guy once in Colchester. I was doing marketing, and he come and told me I couldn't stand there because Colchester was the oldest recorded town, and they had the town's integrity, if you like. They wanted to keep the town, all how they wanted it to be. And yet at night they're letting people um, sleep in doorways in the freezing cold. The other repercussion, if you like, of that scenario is that that person gets ill and then has to be taken to hospital, and then he's going to be in a hospital bed for 3 or 4 weeks where he's got pneumonia. This government, they're not looking at the bigger picture. these people, some people would say, oh, they're not providing nothing for society. And in all honesty, in my ignorance, I think sometimes in the past I used to think a bit that way. But I tell you what, it ain't the right way to think. Everybody deserves to have a place to stay. Everybody needs to be able to have shelter, especially in this country. This is the United Kingdom. Yeah, the United Kingdom. What years ago we ruled the world. We was like the British Empire, and we got people sleeping in the street. It's an absolute, these. It ain't just Colchester. I was in Romford recently, and all these big towns, they've all got people sleeping home, homeless people, and things need to be done. Things need to be done about this situation. I was chatting to a mate of mine earlier. I actually met him I met him in Tesco's, and he's telling me he's working. He wasn't working for a while. He couldn't find a job. Now he is working, but he said to me, "I've got to move. I've got to move." I said, "Well, why you got to move?" He said, "Well, I'm not earning. He's not earning great money, and he's getting top up apparently benefits or something. He gets out, but he said they're not paying enough." And he said to me, "I'm paying nearly £1,000 a month for a crappy little house to rent this little house." He said, "And the house is falling apart." I mean? Something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. And we got this government. They've got to get on top of that. They've got to get on top of the housing situation. They've got to start creating hostels where these people, these young kids, if rather than becoming a victim of crime and being out in the cold all night, and rather than becoming a victim and mixing with the wrong people, being persecuted, being taken and used for prostitution or whatever these youngsters are being, led into, these people have got to be looked after, right? Something's got to be done, right? This video, I know I started out talking about the homeless, but really, you've got to look at, the people that are struggling to afford their housing today. They're the homeless of tomorrow. And like I say, something needs to be done. I don't quite know what the answer is completely, but one thing I do know, they've got to start building. Even if they did it during after the Second World War. Even if they just start building prefabs, cheap prefabricated prefabs, almost like shed-like places. And obviously they're there to stay. Start getting some of the youngsters building these places rather than all hanging around the streets doing nothing all day. Start training them up. Start getting them on youth schemes where they're actually building these places for helping the homeless. It's all going to create a feeling of good. Yeah, there ain't no feeling of good in this country at the minute. Everything seems to be going tits up. Yeah, there ain't, to me, it just don't make sense. I know someone close to me. He was paying £100 a week for a small little room in a house. Why the government giving out money, paying these private landlords £100 a week for a crappy little room? Why can't they start building, like prefabricated dormitories, hostels for the young, rather than these youngsters having to pay all this money for their rents? Yeah, they've got to start doing these things. I can only imagine that the reason they're not doing these things is that the very people who are making the decisions that can alter this path, if you like, for the homeless, they are the very people that are gaining because they are the rich. They are the very people that own these properties that, if you like, are persecuting and taking the big rents off of people who cannot afford it. It's totally wrong. Yeah. Please if you're interested in anything I've got to say, if you like, obviously what way I'm politically minded, if you like, I'd really appreciate if you share my video. Please like my video and please subscribe to my channel. I do videos, some of my videos are political, some of them are about helping yourself, personal development. I do videos about helping people in business. My channel is quite varied, but one thing I do try and do in all my videos, and that is help people, because that is what I'm all about. thank you. I hope you enjoyed my video, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.